Celtic were back in action yesterday as they comfortably beat Livingston 3-0. Now our attention goes to the Glasgow derby this coming weekend in what could be a title-deciding match. In today's video we're going to go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours, which includes the club's huge plan as a £20 million plus deal is on the cards. There's so much to cover in today's video. And hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we do get into today's video, as always, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic's dominant 3-0 win over Livingston on Sunday afternoon came with a host of positives. Not much in the match went wrong for the Hoops, who, particularly in the second half, played some sweeping attacking football. Frustrations understandably grew as time without a goal went on, but supporters were no more so outraged when no penalty was given for what looked like to be a clear clip on striker Kyogo inside the box. Surprisingly, VAR didn't get involved, but before it could have, pundit Lee Miller was convinced the Hoops should have had a spot kick. "It's a definite lunge," he said. "I don't think Michael Devlin can't see much of the ball. I think it looks as though he came through the back of Kyogo to get the ball. It looks like a penalty to me. He doesn't make contact with the ball, and Kyogo looks to be in a good bit of pain down there." After this, it seemed inevitable that VAR would have a say, but astonishingly, it didn't. Miller, of course, whose father of teenager Motherwell sensation Lennon, was stunned. He said, "I definitely thought Don Robertson would be asked to go to the monitor there. It looked like a penalty to me. It's a clumsy challenge from Devlin, but it looks more like Livingston got away with one there." Had Sunday's result turned out differently, the poor officiating would have likely been in the limelight so much more than it is. It shouldn't cover up, however, the inherent lack of consistency surrounding certain decisions that previously have proved costly and could still do during the remainder of the run-in. Celtic planned to develop on loan star Paulo Bernardo with a view to sell him for a big profit, sources have told Football Insider. Bernardo, who's 22 years old, joined the Hoops on loan from Benfica in the summer for the remainder of the season and has an option to buy for £6 million. It is believed that Celtic want to make his move permanent this summer, as they believe he can develop into a £20 million plus value player, meaning they could net up to £14 million in profit. Well-placed sources have told Football Insider that Celtic Chiefs believe the Portuguese under-21 international has huge potential that can be fulfilled at Parkhead. He has recently broken into Brendan Rodgers' plans after a patchy first half of the season. The central and attacking midfielder made just 2 league starts before Christmas, but has since been named in Rodgers' starting lineup 9 times, bagging 3 goals and 2 assists. He also featured in all the Hoops' Champions League group stage games and scored in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup against Bucky Thistle in January. Bernardo has been a regular for Portugal's under-21s and recently captained his nation in a 5-1 victory over Croatia in the Euro qualifier on Tuesday. Rodgers also revealed in January that the club is confident they can finance Bernardo's permanent move in the off-season. Celtic sit top of the league, but rivals Rangers sit just 1 point below them in the second with a game in hand. Celtic fans expect a January arrival Nicholas Kuhn to have a much greater immediate impact than he did. The German winger came through the door but didn't set things alight as he took a while to settle in amid fitness and weight issues. In recent weeks, however, the 24-year-old has looked stronger and more efficient. He beautifully assisted Dyson Maeda at home to Livingston in the Scottish Cup a few weeks ago, before scoring and setting up another versus Kilmarnock 6 days later. On Sunday, he didn't register any goal contributions, but Kuhn still stood out. The SPFL named him their man of the match, a judgment that is difficult to argue against. Indeed, Kuhn was the main architect of his team's opener, showing tremendous determination to win the ball back from Stephen Bradley when the chance looked to be gone. As well as this, he created several other opportunities and could have had a few goals for himself. Speaking after the game, centre-half Cameron Carter-Vickers was full of praise for Kuhn, admitting how he and his teammates have always seen his talents in training. "His last few games have been really good," he said. Even before that, the boys in the team could see in training that he had the skills and the pace to affect the game, and it's good for him now that he has put it all together. Celtic's dominant 3-0 win over Livingston has filled several supporters with confidence going into this Sunday's Glasgow derby. The Hoops travel to Ibrox at midday in what is set to be a crucial title showdown, given how tight things are at the top of the table. In West Lothian at the weekend, Jamie Brandon's unfortunate own goal set the Celts on their way to victory. Midfield duo Paulo Bernardo and Matt O'Reilly then got in on the act to complete a hugely productive day at the office. Post-match, the travelling support, who took up 3 stands at the Tony Macaroni Arena, were in fine voice. Among others, coherent chants of "Bring on the Rangers" could be heard coming from the away end. John Kennedy responded to the shouts after the game, admitting that the encouragement came from the players' positive performance. "Did I hear the chants at the end? Yeah, and it's good," he said. "The fans feed off the players. That's what we are saying to the team as well. The fans want us to play a certain manner, and we always try and achieve that. You see whenever we're in full flow and scoring goals, the atmosphere they bring and the confidence it brings to the players. We're in a good place and we just need to keep that going." Fans seem to be growing in confidence ahead of the upcoming Glasgow derby. With key players returning to fitness and performances continually improving, there is a quiet sense of encouragement surrounding Celtic at the minute. All roads now lead to Govan, where manager Brendan Rodgers will return to the dugout, after he was accompanied by analyst Jack Lyons in the stands yesterday. Abada last month departed Celtic in a move that became somewhat inevitable after manager Brendan Rodgers revealed he wasn't in the right frame of mind to play for the club. A move away was the best conclusion to the debacle for all parties, and the winger soon left for Charlotte FC across the pond. Brought in as a club's record signing in a deal worth €8 million, there were high expectations for Abada when he initially moved to the States. Now, a few weeks after officially putting pen to paper, he has made his debut. The 22-year-old came on for the last half an hour of his side's game against Cincinnati on Saturday night to arousing applause from the Charlotte fans. Abada was introduced when his side was a goal ahead, although 2 minutes into stoppage time, Aaron Bupenza, who was linked to Celtic 3 years ago, popped up to equalise for the visitors. It was a gut-wrenching introduction for Abada in the USA, although from here, things can only improve. Celtic's men's side impressively won 3-0 away to Livingston on Sunday, but the women's weekend triumph was equally as important. The girls travelled to Petershill Park to take on Glasgow City in a colossal top-of-the-table clash in the SWPL. Currently there is a three-way chase for the title, with the Hoops and City two of the teams who could realistically win it. Despite managerial change, the Celtics have been consistent in their form, and yesterday secured a splendid 2-1 victory. Caitlin Hayes headed home in the first half before Natasha Flint made it 2 just before the hour mark. The hosts got one back late on, but it wasn't enough. In terms of the title race, Celtic's win over Glasgow maintained their place in second, 3 points ahead of the reigning champions who sit third. Rangers are top, but only by a point. Things could still change drastically over the final 8 games of the season. Indeed, Alina Saduku's side has still to face Glasgow again and Rangers once more. Much like the men's team, the women do have a sizable chance of winning the title, and fans can back them at Celtic Park twice between now and the end of the season. The girls take on Hearts on April 21st and Hibs on the final day of the campaign in May. It promises to be a spectacular end to the 2023-24 campaign, and supporters will hope both Celtic teams can go the distance. Celtic fans, what were your thoughts on yesterday's game against Livingston? And let us know what you made of what we discussed in today's video of Paulo Bernardo's deal. That does bring us to the end of today's video. As always, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, bye bye.